Hey everyone, so last time we spoke I was reviewing the Paris palette with all of you and had gotten a couple comments that you all wanted to see the tutorial on how I did the smoky eye. So I've got the one eye finished right here, and I apologize because there's light coming in on this side. So it is quite a dark dramatic eye. The only thing I'm missing on this eye right now are the fake lashes I had on last time. And I will show you what I used for fake lashes in the last video. I'm not going to put them on today only because it is the middle of the daytime and I'm going to be heading out afterwards, so it might be a little bit too dramatic for the daytime. But we'll definitely show you what I'm using. So again, for any of you that haven't seen before, this is the Paris palette by Sigma that I'm going to be using for the smoky eye. It's my new obsession as far as makeup is concerned because of the variety in the palette. I really do like it. Inside you have a mirror on the top, but you also have two brushes that come with the palette. They're E55 brush, and then you've also got this blush and contouring blush brush as well, which is nice. You've got the 3 shades on the bottom here for different blushes if you want to use them, or because of their varying shades you can use it for contouring as well. And then of course you have these great variety of eyeshadow shades on the top here. And for the eye that I've done here, I've actually used all of the shades on top, so I will show you how I did this right now. So what you want to do first of all is you want to take, I've actually put all my foundation, blush, everything else on, and my concealer. I don't use a primer for the eyes. For me personally, I find it a bit useless. I find the concealer does the same thing. So all I've done is take my MAC Pro Longwear, sorry, and I put it all over my lid, all the way up to my brow bone too, and I find that it has the same effect. So that's all done. Okay, so now what I'm going to do for the first color that I'm going to put on my eye, I'm going to go to this palette here, and I'm actually going to take the lighter sort of greeny blue turquoise color Orsay, and I'm going to put my brush in there. So I'm going to use the one that comes in the palette, which is the E55 eye shading brush, and I'm actually going to put it all over my eyelid here. And it's such a great color. It's got that little bit of hint of shimmer, so it's perfect for the evening time. It's certainly a color you can use during the day too, depending on how you apply it, of course. But I just love the color. I just think it's really glamorous and fun and flirty and just a great base color to start with. So even though it seemed bright right now, you can see that the after result is not quite the same. So if you're scared by bright colors, don't worry, it doesn't quite end up that way, depending on what you want to do and how smoky you want your eye to go. So I've got it all over my lid with the first one. Now what I'm going to do is take one of my favorite colors on this palette, Louvre, which is sort of the medium blue here, and I'm going to dip my, again, the E55 brush into there, and what I'm going to do is actually put it into part of the crease of my eye and the V that you would make for a smoky eye, just to give you sort of that cat eye, sorry, almost. So again, I'm going to start at the base here for that sort of V shape, and then what I'm going to do is bring the color across the crease. So you're kind of putting it into the two colors. So it's doing a little bit of blending that way. But you'll see that it's giving more contour to the eye on the outside, which is nice. So you're always going to have the color more on the outside toward the outer ridges of your eye. And depending on the shape of your eye, you always want to make sure that you're pulling the color outwards a little bit. And don't worry about too much about getting the blending and all that perfect, because you'll be able to fix all that stuff later on. So don't worry too much. Okay, so when that is all said and done, what I actually will take next is, again, one of Sigma's brushes. It doesn't come in the palette, unfortunately, but most of you have a brush like this. This is Sigma's E30 pencil brush. And what I'm going to do is dip it into the cyan color, so the darker blue here. And I'll just get a little bit, and what I'm going to do is actually just put it in the very, very corner of my eye, just to deepen that crease a little bit. Give it a little more drama. So we're playing with a lot of the blues so far. Actually, I love these blue shades. Even like this, you could do a full look, which I like. Just love these colors. They're so crimson and fun and such a great palette. These bloggers really did a good job with Sigma. I think they're fantastic. Okay, so you can see that you've got kind of a crease going on here. Don't worry about the blending right now. You'll get the blending in there later on. Okay, so you can see that you've got more of a heavy crease there, which is kind of what you were looking for. Now, from here, what I'd like to do is actually put on my liquid eyeliner. And I do like liquid liner on the top lid. It's a preference for most people. I prefer to have liquid liner on the top. I find it a little bit more dramatic and so on. For this one in particular, you can use brown or black. I like both, but for this one in particular, because it's going to be more of a smoky eye, I'm going to go for black. And this one that I'm using is Maybelline's Master Precise by Eye Studio, which is this. Hopefully you guys can see that. And what I like about this one is that the end of it is actually really teeny tiny, if you can see that, which is wonderful. So you can certainly use brushes as well to put on liquid eyeliner. I like these. I just find them faster. But I mean, each to his own. So what I'm going to do is take it from one end of the eye to the other, and as I reach the outer corner of my eye, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. You don't necessarily have to put a wing on, but you certainly can if you like. And for those of you that don't like liquid liner, you certainly don't have to use it if you don't want. You can blend it in with a normal eye pencil too if you like as well. So I've got the eyeliner there also. Now from here, I'm just going to put this lid on. What I'm going to do is actually take a tapering brush. So this is again Sigma's. This is their medium angled shading, their E70. I'm a lover of pink, so that's why my brushes are pink. And what I'm actually going to do is take their Euceli's eyeshadow shade. So this is sort of that burgundy color, which is beautiful. And I'm going to dip my brush a little bit into there and then just go over top some of the blue that I put on in the crease. And what it does is just warm it up a bit, but it also gives it this sort of beautiful purple shading to what you've just put on. And it warms up the eye just a little bit because what you put on thus far is actually quite cool. And I always tend to blotch in more at the sides here. And as you're moving your brush back and forth, you're getting some of the blending in also from before. So it's not going to be such a heavy line from one area of the eye to the next. And again, you can carry it all the way over to the front of the eye, but keeping it in the crease. You don't want to go down onto the eyelid. And again, as you reach the corner, depending on how much space you have between your eye and your eyebrow, mine is quite large. I always tend to bring mine over a little bit, so you're creating almost more of a V, so to speak. And again, it kind of gives more of that cat eye look. My eyes are very almond shaped anyway, so I find that it suits me. So look at the space that you have between that portion of your eye. If you have a little bit more, drag the eyeshadow outwards a little bit. If you don't, just stick more to the contours of your eye and the creases of your eye that way, because you'll find it would suit you a little bit better. Okay, so once this is done, I'll also dip it into the Notre Dame shade, which is that sort of beautiful shimmery burgundy shade. And just to, again, glam it up, give it a little bit more shimmer for the evening. Again, I'm going to contour it over that area just on the edges a little bit, and I like to put it a little bit more in the front area, again, just to give it a little more shimmer. And I don't know if you can see it in here, but it does have actually a really beautiful sheen to it, which I was surprised at. Most of the time when you have eyeshadows that have a sparkle in them, they don't really show up a whole lot, but I was pleasantly surprised with this one because they showed up beautifully, and when you put them on your lid, even though I'm sure the camera doesn't do it justice, it actually shows up really nicely. So it's I was really happy about that. That was great. Okay, now when I get to this part, whoops, I've got stuff falling over here. What I'm going to do actually is take an eyebrow pencil brush that I actually use for my brows. This one is from Quo. It's one of my favorite pencils for filling in your brows. But what I'm going to do is actually dip it in the Notre Dame shade. So again, this more shimmery one. And what I'm going to do is actually line the bottom of my eye to give it a little bit of shimmer instead of using an eyebrow pencil right away. And you're just going to go from one side to the next. And you're kind of fluffing it in the eyelashes. And again, that'll just help give more of that evening look. It'll give it a soft look. Oops, got some of it in my eye. That wasn't very good. Just give it a softer look that'll help go towards that end result of that smoky feel that you're looking for. And again, when you've got a little bit of shimmer, it always tends to look really nice and glamorous too, which is beautiful. So it's a really fun shade. It's actually one of my favorite shades in the palette. It's absolutely gorgeous. So again, it's subtle that you can see what I've done here, but it does highlight the base of your eye just a little bit. And then what I like to do is actually go over top of it with a brown pencil just to keep it soft. And here I'm using, oh gosh, what is this pencil? This is actually a Bonbell pencil. It's their bold brown. And I'm just going to go over the waterline with the brown. And again, fluff between the eyelashes. So you're getting a bit of that brown and the burgundy mixed together, which is really nice. And again, it'll give you more of that kind of smoky look. So you can see that I've got that smoky bottoming to the eye. Now, once that is done, whoops, couldn't put that back in properly. What I'm gonna do is actually take MAC's Fascinating Eye Pencil. So again, it's their Fascinating Eye one. I don't know if you can read the writing from there. But again, it's just a plain white eye pencil. Any company will do, doesn't necessarily have to be MAC. And what I'm gonna do with this one is actually go in the inner portions of my eyes just to brighten it a little bit. So I'm getting right in this area here and coming upwards. So kind of around the tear ducts. And just to brighten it a bit, I find it opens the eyes a little bit. And again, you can see that I did it on this side too, which is the eye that's already finished. Okay, so once that's all done, what I'm gonna do is do the final touches for the eyeshadow anyway. So what I'm gonna do is actually go back to my pencil brush. So again, that is the Sigma E30 pencil brush. And what I'm gonna do is actually mix the two, the shimmered gray and the black together at the end because they both have that nice sparkle. And what I'm gonna do is just go in and deepen the crease once more. So now that you have that kind of bluey purple hue to everything, I'm gonna further darken the crease and give it more of that smoky look. And again, pull it into that V portion of your eye. You can see I'm getting in here. And again, pulling it across. So the end result is this sort of midnight blue with a hint of purple in it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Although the black does highlight itself as well, you do really get this really dramatic eye, and I wish it would show up on camera a little bit better. But the amount of light and the different colors that reflect in it it's amazing. I really, really like it. So again, I'm just gonna darken it a little bit. Now, when you end up with this, you'll see that, of course, you're ending up with quite a dark eye. And it does shimmer a lot of different colors, so it's kind of cool that way. What I'm going to do just to lighten it a bit is first I'm going to take, again, the E55 shading brush, although I'm going to use my own because the one in the palette is dirty with all the blues right now. And I'm going to highlight the brow bone just a little bit, so you want to go right under the arc and just under your brow just to highlight that a little bit. And this is such a beautiful color. It's like a yellow, it's like a golden kind of color, so really, really pretty. And so it gives you that nice shimmer for the evening. And then just to offset and continuously blend in what you've just put in your eye, what I'm gonna take is actually my E40 tapering blending brush and put it in that color. And what I'm gonna do is actually throw it over the entire lid just to lighten it a bit and can blend in what I've just done. And again, you just get that end shimmer, but you're also blending in everything that you've done really, really well, which will give you that nice smoky hue and a touch of almost gold over top. So you've really blended everything nicely in there. I don't know if you guys can see if I come up too close, but you can see how it's blended really nice. So you've got that beautiful smoky look to the eye. And again, it's the same as this one. And then to polish it all off, once you're all done that, you can grab your mascara. Now for this one, I am going to use L'Oreal's Voluminous Million Lashes. This is just a drugstore brand, which I actually do quite like this mascara. The only thing I'm a little disappointed with is the bristles, but it's not too bad. Now I don't curl my lashes because I'm lucky enough that mine are naturally kind of curled upwards. But if your lashes face downwards or straight, you can use a curling, and curl your lashes beforehand. And for me, regardless of whether you're going to put fake lashes on or not, I always say to let your initial mascara dry just a teeny bit. So I've got my first coat on there. And then what you want to do is actually put a second coat on because it tends to look a little bit more dramatic, which is perfect for the evening. And again, if you're adding fake lashes as well, it just gives that extra little bit of drama too, which is kind of nice. So actually, while that's drying, I'll show you the lashes that I used. Oops. So the lashes that I had put on in the video last time were Quo's lashes. These are a little bit more dramatic. Normally I use an 803 if you want day-to-day lashes just to put on. For the look that I had done before, and again, I'm not going to put them on right now because it's the middle of the day and this is already a pretty heavy eye for daytime. But these are the 806 lashes. So you can see that they are quite a little bit bigger, they're longer, they're very full, and they are very dramatic lashes. They are really fun to play with during the evening, so I really highly recommend picking them up. And they only go for about $7 or so, so they are a little bit of a better bargain than if you're going to some of the other makeup companies out there and their fake lashes that are available. And they last just as long. I really actually quite like the Quo ones. Okay, so I'm going to put on my last coat of mascara. And you can put them on the bottom lash if you want. I don't normally do that, only because I find that when you're putting a pencil on your bottom lash, I find that it darkens your lashes enough already anyway, and that when you put mascara on your bottom lashes, it tends to flake off during there, which I'm not a fan of, and I don't think most women are. And when you blink, some of the mascara from your top lashes will go on the bottom while they're still wet, so I don't want to go overkill. So anyway, so this is the finished look with the eye. So as you can see, it's quite a smoky look. And again, if you want, you can certainly go darker with your blacks and so on. I liked this hue just because it showed some of the green and the purple and everything else. And again, I wish that the camera would pick up what it's doing, because as you move, you can see different shimmers of blue and green and purple. And it's this, it really is a beautifully finished eye. And a lot of that has to do with the shimmer that they put into the product. So again, it does come off and translate very well onto your skin. And I am wearing their blushes and so on as well. So this is kind of like a finished look, although my hair and everything else is a disaster right now. But anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I will definitely do some more makeup tutorials for you guys in the future. Probably a few more with the Paris palette as well, because I know a couple of you had asked for that. And let me know what else you'd like to see. Take care.